Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Fix. Thank God it's Friday. I'm Hermina in for Bhargav, who's under the weather. Hope he feels better soon. I'll be with you until 10 o'clock. And this morning, I'm joined by the ladies of the women's cricket. They're the cricket team. They're the captains of the women's cricket team. And I'm joined right now with the Kenyan woman captain and the Qatari woman captain. Welcome to you. Good morning. Welcome to Radio 44. Now, ladies, I want to start off by asking you, how does it feel to be playing in this quadrangle? There's Kenya, Qatar, Uganda, and Tanzania participating. Maybe we can start with you from Qatar.
We have a good experience. Last 3 matches, we got different experience from with the team Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And unfortunately, we could not win any matches. But we are trying, and we are giving more chance to under 19 players. And they also got many experience from these big teams. So we are trying to win the other 3 matches.
Okay, so since you started, maybe Sabeeja, you can tell us a little more about yourself personally and how you got involved in cricket.
Yeah, I have started 15 years before, and now I have started 15 years before, and now I playing ICC tournament last couple of years, and this is also is learning experience. And as a senior player, I am giving some experience, sharing my experience to under 19 players.
Okay, and Queentor, you are the captain for the Kenyan women's cricket team. Welcome to Radio 44. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started cricket in primary school, and it was introduced to me with Cricket Without Boundaries. And from then I joined under 19, and then the same year I joined national team.
Okay, and as far as this tournament is concerned, what has your experience been like? Especially because it's the first one being held here after 2010.
I wasn't there, the 2010, so definitely I'm happy because I've been playing away for almost all the years I've played cricket. So it's a great honor for us to play at home. With a bit of pressure because we're at home, and having some few fans correcting you from your mistakes and not calling you is a bit different.
So Kenya's women currently ranked 23 in the T20 rankings. What is your hope after this tournament?
I would say we also want to be ranked higher, and maybe if we win all the matches, we'll be lucky to be ranked.
And you did well yesterday. You won the game yesterday as well. So good job on that, and congratulations. Now to you, Qatar, for the women's team, you've not won a single match as of yet. What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses as a team?
As a beginner, Qatar last couple of years we are playing ICC tournament. We are getting more experience from these kind of tournaments. Now we can say we are in the beginning stage, so we are developing we are at the batting area and the fielding area. Within 2-3 years, under 19 players also will come up, and we need to find.
Okay, now here's some interesting facts about cricket and women's cricket. The world's first World Cup was played by women. Yes? Did you know that the world's first World Cup was played by women? That's in 1973, the world's first World Cup took place, which was won by the host England's women's cricket team against Australia. That's not all. When it comes to women's cricket, they've also, listen to this, have several records that the female cricket teams hold that have yet to be beaten by the men's cricket team. For instance, the highest tally of runs ever made in a match is a whopping 455 runs with a loss of 5 wickets. This record is held by the New Zealand women's cricket team in a match against Pakistan. So, women power for sure. And I am joined in the studio with Queentor Abel, who's the Kenyan women's captain, Sabeeja Panayan, who's from Qatar, Consylate Aweko Nimungu, who is from Uganda, and Fatuma Kibasu, who is the female women's captain for the Tanzanian cricket team. We are in conversation. If you have any questions for them, if you have any messages of support, please drop them to us on WhatsApp 0758123444. Stay with Radio 44. We're in conversation, and it's all about women's cricket. Good morning. This is Radio 44. Hermina with you on the morning fix. 29 minutes past 8 this morning. Now, did you know the youngest cricketer is to ever score a double century in a test match is New Zealand's cricketer Amila Kerr. At the age of 17, she made a record high score of 232 runs, which is still a record that has not been beaten. On the other hand, the men's youngest double century scorer was the Pakistan cricketer Javed Miandad, who achieved a double century at the age of 19. Now, why am I telling you this? Because it's all about the ladies this morning on Radio 44. Now, there's also Kenya Women's Quadrangular Series of cricket taking place, and it's being held in Nairobi at the Gymkhana, and it involves Kenya, Uganda, Qatar, and Tanzania. And I'm joined in the studio by the women's captains of the Kenyan team and the Qatari team. We've been having a conversation. So, ladies, why don't you start now by telling me about how the women's team is compared to the men's cricket team in terms of the training and the facilities you've been provided. Maybe we can start with you.
Yes.
So how do you feel about in comparison, the women's team and the men's team? What do you think about it? The facilities that you're being provided, the training that you've been given?
The facility, I can say that we are getting same. The men cricket and the women cricket, especially the speed of game is different comparing to men cricket and the women cricket. Women cricket is slow, we can say like that. But the training session and all other facilities getting same.
Okay, and what about the support you receive from fans?
I can say that now also we are in the struggling stage that female cricket is little we need the public has to take that much in like support.
You want more support, just not for the men's cricket team. The women's team also needs support.
But we are getting not like men
it's
cricket.
Improving. Okay. And Queentor, what about you in terms of your comparison between the men's cricket team and the women's cricket team?
I'll say we actually don't get the same. They get more attention more than us because I think they play more games than us and they have more training facilities than us. But since we have somebody to represent us, that's the women director, I think we're gonna have almost the same as we move on. So I'm just happy to have somebody who is representing us in the office before we didn't have. So I think as we move forward, having someone to represent us in the office, we're gonna have almost the same shares as the men's team.
And I guess it's also good because Kenyan cricket is now making its mark once again in Kenya. We had Nepal here recently for the men's team. Now we've got this quadrangular series. So I think it's onwards and upwards. And what is your message to young girls who are playing cricket as a hobby but don't really take it seriously and think, I can't make this a profession?
I'll say we don't have any permanent position for anyone, so they should just work hard and aim to play for the national team because it's just a matter of working hard and you'll be there. Yeah.
Okay, great. We're still in conversation with the women's captains. We've got Kenya's Queentor Abel, Sabeeja Panayan of Qatar, Uganda's Consylate Aweko Nimungu, and we've got Tanzania's Fatuma Kibasu. We are talking about women's cricket, and they're taking part in all these matches at the Nairobi Gymkhana. Make sure you go and support them. There's matches happening tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, Tanzania versus Uganda, and at 2 2:30 in the afternoon. Kenya will take on Qatar. They want your support. Make sure you go and cheer for them. It's all about women's cricket, and we will be joined by Tanzania and Uganda shortly. Stay with Radio 44.
Hi.
Let's listen to the music, relax, and have fun.
It's radio like you've never seen before.
24 hours of non-stop anthems.
Radio 44.
Cool and the gang with the ladies' night, and it's definitely a ladies' morning this morning on the Morning Fix. Hermina with you in for Bhargav on Radio 44. And why am I saying it's a ladies' morning? Well, I'm joined in the studio by 4 ladies. They are the women's cricket captains of Kenya, Uganda, Qatar, and Tanzania. Thank you, ladies, for being with us this morning. And currently, right now, I'm joined by Tanzania's Fatuma Kibasu and Uganda's Consylate Aweko Nimungu. Thank you, ladies. Good morning. Welcome to Radio 44.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
We'll start with you, Consylate. How do you feel being here in Nairobi and playing in a tournament?
First of all, I'm happy to be in Kenya, and with my team, it has been a while since we last played from here. So the weather, the different grounds and everything is good for us.
Okay, and what about you, Fatuma? Welcome to Radio 44.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You can speak in Swahili, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. To you, Consylate. Now, you've played really well. The Ugandan team has played 3 games and won all 3 games. How are you feeling about it?
Also, I'm happy as a captain because the team is doing what I expect them to do. And also, it's not the end because that's just the beginning. We have 4 more games to play, including the final. So it doesn't give us a complacency mode that we go back and relax since we've won 3. It's still a journey that we have to build on to getting the trophy of the tournament.
And tell me a little bit about yourself and how your cricket journey started.
I'll say my cricket journey started in high school, my Form 1 in Uganda. I played for my school team and immediately got selected to start training with the national team. I've been playing cricket for the past, let me say, 18 years, if I'm not mistaken. And I've played for my nation for the past 14 years.
Wow. You make all the ladies very proud, I have to tell you that. All of you do. Now, Fatuma, English is not her first language, so earlier on, we asked her the questions, and we've got Radio 44's Tabby to be the translator. So how does Fatuma feel playing in Kenya?
Fatuma is very much excited. She says it's not the first time, but she's super, super excited and happy.
And what about a little bit about herself? Did you ask her a little bit about herself?
In fact, I think I'd like if she said it herself. And if there's anything that would be a challenge, maybe I'd bring it clear. So Fatuma, maybe pengine tueleze mambo madogo kuhusu.
Mambo madogo kuhusu cricket kwenye nchi yetu ni tuna makocha ambao wanaenda kufundisha mashuleni na kuleta watoto pale kwenye gym yetu na kutafuta under 19 national team kupitia hivyo.
And also, the Tanzanian women's team is playing really well with the highest score till now against Qatar, scoring 175 at the end of the 20 overs. What does she think of her team's performance?
She feels like with the right support, especially from country leaders and sponsors, the team would be able to go so far. She just mentioned that under 19, the coaches have been going to schools and training under 19s, and at the moment we even have under 19s in the country who have been trained and will actually play.
Great. Now, back to you, Consylate. What do you think about the comparison between men and women's cricket?
Men and women's cricket, I think men are given more attention when it comes to that game because I believe that men's game is more competitive compared to us as women. And women are given, I believe, less funding compared to men, mostly in the associate countries like us in Africa. We are few countries that get the upper support. Maybe I believe with time ICC will look into that and give the associates more time, more funding, and give them time to play. Because like in qualifiers, I believe Africa has more slots when it comes to men than us in women. We have to qualify, like we are 19 countries and they're taking one slot, which I feel is not, it doesn't give us the equality, it doesn't give us the, because we have the talent in Africa. And I believe if we are given the platform, if they take like 2-3 countries for the Globals and maybe World Cup, I believe we can also showcase our talent from Africa, because I don't think it's only South Africa that is always there. But given a chance, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, one of us, if given a random chance, we can go and challenge the teams up there.
But do you see an improvement, say, compared to 2 years ago as well, as far as women's cricket in Uganda is concerned?
I see a lot of improvement because our board has done its best to see that we play more games. Apparently this year, this is our 4th tournament. We played in Namibia, we played in Nepal, Rwanda, and this is our 4th tournament. I believe they've done their best. They've given justice to us as women, and I believe with time we shall go up there.
Well said. And we're still in conversation with the 4 women's captains of the Kenyan, Ugandan, Qatari and Tanzanian team. If you have any questions, messages for them, please drop them to us on WhatsApp 0758 123 444. Good morning. This is the Morning Fix on Radio 44.
Hear the hits, watch the hits, hit music all day.
Like this. We play the hits.
All about the hits. All about the hits. All about the hits. The hits. We are Radio 44.
It's all about cricket. We're talking about women's cricket. And in the studio with me are the Qatari, Kenyan, Ugandan and Tanzanian women's cricket captains who are currently playing at a quadrangular series here at the Nairobi Gymkhana. And if you want to support them, make sure you go and watch the games tomorrow between Tanzania and Uganda at 10:30 in the morning. And then there's a game between Kenya and Qatar at 2:30 in the afternoon. So make sure you go and support them. And ladies, we've been in conversation and we've been talking about women's cricket and how you are doing so well. All of you are in your individual capacities as countries as well. We've received a question here from a listener who's asking, do you ever think an African nation will win any international cricket tournament? If not, what's stopping us? Maybe you can take that question.
Any African country can win because we are all playing the game. As long as you give yourself the time to train, change your game individually as a player, I believe we are all equal, but the difference is how we apply our skills. So if we are given the chance in Africa, I believe we can win a competition.
And what about your support, the fan support? Are you receiving any when you have tournaments at home as well? Over here at the Nairobi Gymkhana, do you find that there is support there?
Yeah, there is support because the people who are coming to watch the games are there to support us, and I believe when we do more of making our game, like we play more games in different countries, people get to know more about cricket. And being a mostly Asian dominated game, I believe in Africa people think there are no cricket players in Africa. So if we go and do publicity properly and people get to know about the games, we shall get more funds compared to what we have now.
What do you think the ICC needs to do to increase this fan following and awareness about women's cricket?
We shall start with ourselves because the funds are in our own countries. So ICC can do more development programs and send different coaches in different regions to, first of all, train and let people be aware of the game itself. Because you'll not tell us ICC will come and pay for the funds to come. It's us to go there, reach out to them, teach them about our game, and also show them the benefits of playing this game. Because some of us, if it wasn't for coaches coming to our schools, we wouldn't have played cricket, we wouldn't have known it. So I believe sending people out to different suburbs, different schools will help us to, because these coaches also need to be funded. So if they fund more coaches in different associates, the game will be spread like wildfire. That's what I think.
Fatuma, what is your message to young girls? So Fatuma, Swahili is her primary language. She can go ahead and give her answer in Swahili. What is her message to young girls?
Fatuma anauliza ungependa kuambia wale ambao ni wadogo kuliko ujumbe upi?
Ningependa kuambia wale wadogo ambao wanaoanza kujifunza cricket, kitu kikubwa ambacho wanatakiwa wafanye ni kufuata mazingatio ya kocha, pia kuwa na nidhamu, kwa sababu kama huna nidhamu huwezi kufika popote. Kwa hiyo ukiwa na nidhamu kila kitu kitaenda sawa. Na pia nilikuwa naomba wazazi wa support kwa sababu cricket ni mchezo ambao kwa sasa unajulikana sana. Kwa hiyo wazazi wa support watoto wao wajifunze cricket ili cricket iwe pana zaidi kuliko kama football.
Okay, and Consylate, what is your message to young girls?
My message to young girls is cricket is for everyone. It doesn't segregate whether young or old. As long as you have the talent, give yourself the chance to play. When you play, you learn the game and never know. Tomorrow when you're selected on your national team, you can even outmatch the people you found on the ground, because everyone has this talent, but they need this time to train and also see that they have the talent and express it in the right way. And then the other thing, they shouldn't think that cricket is all about the bat and ball. They should also come with humility. Cricket comes with humility. So when you're coming and you can bat better than me, it doesn't mean that you're more experienced. So you have to learn a few things from the people you find there and also keep the discipline up there.
On that note, I want to thank you so much, ladies, for coming. Keep up the good work. We've been in conversation with the women's cricket captains, Kenya's Queentor Abel, Qatar's Sabeeja Kibasu, Uganda's Consylate Aweko Nimungu, and Tanzania's Fatuma Kibasu. Thank you so much for coming and keep up the good work. And we are all, as ladies and just people of the world, we're very proud of you. And we want to say keep up the good work. Thank you, ladies, once again for coming to Radio 44. And to the fans, make sure you go and support them. Nairobi Gymkhana this weekend.